Okay, good evening, everybody. If I could call the regular meeting to order and start with the flag salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, thank you very much for that. Could I get a motion to approve tonight's meeting agenda?
I'll motion.
Can I get any discussion? All those in favor? Okay. On next to Community Open Forum. The Board of Education has set aside this time as an opportunity for the community to address the board. To allow public participation, a period not to exceed 30 minutes shall be set aside during the first part of each board meeting. Presentation should be as brief as possible. The board will not permit in public session discussion involving individual district personnel or students. Comments should be related to school matters and will be limited to 2 minutes. I have Randy. You're up.
All right. So last time we met, Steve, you were talking about we should have the county. You went to Weather Up, and you were saying, as the county, that they should be funding the resource officers for the school. So I went up there later that week and I spoke in front of the legislature about the risk factors that we have as a county and how I thought that was a splendid idea that you have. I also took time and I sat with Sheriff Hilton for a little while to talk about the details of the program. It's higher paying. They have better, more comprehensive training than we have here in the village. This is a win. The resource officers, why wouldn't they want to get paid more money? Why wouldn't they want to have better training? And if something were to happen, they have a direct connection right to the sheriff's office to back them up. I also spoke about maybe perhaps them covering social work. We have social workers in every school. It's a real benefit that we provide here as a district. So I spoke to them too about, hey, there's grants that you guys could file for. There's grants that you could offer. You could bring funding down here for the school district to help us out. I explained to them the way that we have funding here. We're kind of maxed out at what it is that we can bring in here, and how the state's not really bringing enough money for us to cover the budget every year, and you guys are always forced to make difficult decisions. So spoke in front of the legislature, spoke to Hilton about that, and then I know you saw, I also had a little Facebook fund too. I know that I've said before that social media isn't a real place, but there are a lot of people that are paying attention there. When that was said and done, I had about 50 shares on those comments, so it did get all around the community. And I know that Weather Up himself, because he decided to like one of the comments for whatever reason. So I know that Weather Up himself also saw that. So I know that we have his attention. I know that he's got plenty of emails and phone calls about it. I'll be going up there again later this week to speak in front of them. Hopefully this is something we can lobby for as a community and make it happen. Thanks a lot. Good idea. Congratulations. We got the budget passed 3-1.
Thanks, Randy. Okay, on to item D, special presentations to the board. I thought what we would do is have Evangeline and Emma are going to be receiving plaques, and then we'll go into the retirement. But then first, we'll have Tom introduce the new student board reps.
Yep. So I would like to thank Jennifer Shantz and all of student government. The process is they take any of the interested students and then they kind of whittle it down and they bring 2 of them to us. Last year, well, this current year, but it happened last year, it was so very difficult to choose between the 2 of them, and they did an amazing job and both brought something very special, and they complemented each other very well. Same thing happened this time. It got narrowed down to 2, and the candidates were amazing. And we feel that rather than picking between the 2, that we feel that they'll be able to really complement each other as well, and they're here today. So if I can have Gage Williams and Riley Hoke stand up. They will be our student board reps for the 26-27 school year, and I can tell you, it would definitely, you got a couple weeks. I saw the sign out there that said 6 school days, right, of school left, but it would definitely behoove you to have a conversation with the two of them. They did an amazing job representing their the student body, bringing in a lot of great ideas and whatnot, and really recognizing a lot of the successes in a number of different areas, whether it was BOCES, sports, band, academic. They did a great job, but it's nice to have you on board, and we're excited for next year. Thank you.
Okay, so if we could have all the board members, we'll make our half circle and we'll hand out a couple plaques and on to the retirement.
All right. District office retirees. The first one is somebody that I was always afraid that this day would come. I've been in this district for 11 years, 10 as superintendent, and this person right away I referred to as MacGyver. That this person could figure everything out. If you gave him duct tape, a piece of gum, and some yarn, and he could fix a boiler. He could fix a broken septic tank. No, in all seriousness, I don't know how Paul Brissett was able to do all the things that he's been able to do and stay on top of all the certifications, the lead in the water testing that always freaked me out, putting those letters out to parents. And he always assured me, he's like, Tom, we have less lead in our water than hospitals have in theirs. It's just the state changed all the regulations. But every time I panicked, Paul was always there. I can talk for an hour and a half about what Paul does. Most of the time, my wife knows exactly because I start the text thread in 5 months of the year in the winter. He's the first person at 3:15 a.m. pretty much 5 months, and I get a whole breakdown. He's already out driving around. There's no way that I could have done this without you. There's no replacing a Paul Brissett. You've done a wonderful job, and you've meant a lot to so many people. You play a key role in cabinet. You never said no. You always said, yes, I can do it. So we're going to miss you a lot. 32.3 years. For the next one, the next two couldn't be here today, but Mary Ellen Camiso, the principal account clerk, payroll clerk, 18 years. Mary Ellen is amazing. Again, she lives locally. She's done everything, for this school district, always putting it first. She's done a wonderful job, and we wish her very well in retirement. Round of applause for Mary Ellen. I think Maureen's having her sister get it today for her. So Maureen is another one, very similar to Paul. 27 years in the district. She's at an ASBO conference right now with the person that will be replacing her here. He's at ASBO. He is being board approved today. He is the current assistant superintendent for business services at Fayetteville Manlius. And we got him. And Maureen played a key role in that. And big thing with Maureen was she just wanted to make sure that she was leaving it in good hands. And Paul always said the same thing, is he wanted to make sure that the person came in, he'd want to drive past the buildings and the grounds and see them in disarray after, almost 33 years of taking after them. Maureen is the same way. And Maureen has given her heart and soul to this district. Her kids have come through this district. She literally bleeds maroon and white. She is wonderful. She'll always, be here if we need her to come in, talk, and show the new person how she has done it for the last, 27 years. She would do that. But again, she's another wonderful person, done great things. How about a round of applause for Maureen? She did say she was holding out to retire until her sister did, so that is something. So at this point, I'll have Jessica Hill come up for AA Cole. You got it.
Yes, I'm good. Thank you. Good evening. Although this retiree is unable to make it tonight, I am honored to recognize Diane Ma for her 21.4 years with the Central Square School District at Cleveland Elementary and AA Cole Elementary. Diane will always be remembered on the North Shore and in the Central Square community. Diane, congratulations on your well-deserved retirement and 21.4 years of service. You will be deeply missed, and we wish you the very best. Let's give Diane a round of applause. Thank you, everyone. Next to speak is Mrs. Erin Phillips, our Assistant Superintendent of Curriculum and Instruction. Thank you, everyone.
Okay, I have Mr. Brent Bowden. I'm actually going to say something nice, so just sit back and relax. It will, you know it. All right, as former U.S. Secretary of Education Arnie Duncan famously noted, great principals are the foundation of great schools because they attract, retain, and inspire great teachers. Brent's career is a testament to that truth. His unwavering commitment to always do what's best for kids has created a powerful ripple effect of growth for both our educators and our students. Beyond his leadership, he has been our go-to administrator we turn to for advice and guidance on topics that range from education to the best restaurants in town. He will definitely be missed next year by many. We hope you take this well-deserved time to enjoy your flying, your camp, your traveling, and finally putting your family first, and then whatever else comes your way. Congratulations on an incredible career. Brent Bowden. $25.8 years.
That's a lot.
And then Brent, when he is done getting his hugs, will announce his retirees.
I can share this with all of you. Brent, several years ago, he said, hey, do you trust me? I said, sure, I trust all my administrators. He said, okay, I'm going to take you up on my plane. So he did, and as we're flying around, showing me all of, the tops of all the buildings, I said, this is amazing. I said, How many times have you brought people up and said, no, you're my first?
Sir, you're going to be missed. You're absolutely going to be missed.
I hug you, but then everyone see how small I am.
All right. That was well planned. Okay. Patty Koch. Patty Koch, it says right here, 31 years. But did you know she worked for 9 years at Baldwinsville before she came here? 40 years doing this job. And, yeah. She doesn't look that old, does she? Hello? Yeah. You don't look nearly that old. Not at all. And I do have to, I told her I was going to talk about her Halloween costumes. I'm going to miss that probably more than you know. She's got this Halloween costume. It's a sleeve with a shark hanging off from it. That she wears on the right arm. It's very powerful, very powerful. Patty, we go way back to Cole and all the way to the end at Brewerton. You've been awesome for kids, and I really appreciate having you. Congratulations. And my second person and last person, Janelle Perry. It says 7.4 years. I've known Janelle since she was a parent at AA Cole several years ago, and her child, my former student, has had a baby in North Carolina. She's got better things to do than to hang out with us anymore. She left us and flew down to North Carolina to be with that baby. I don't blame her at all. Janelle is top shelf teaching assistant, and we lost when she left, but I appreciate her. Congratulations to Janelle Perry, 7.4. Aaron Phillips up next.
Okay, the first one he wrote was nice and big, so. Hastings Mallory has 2 retiring this year. Our first is Missy Feeney. Tonight, we honor kindergarten teacher Missy Feeney as she officially retires after 30.9 years of dedicated, loving service to the Central Square School District. For over 3 decades, her extraordinary warmth, patience, and kindness have shaped the hearts and minds of the community's youngest learners. While she will be deeply missed, the district is incredibly grateful for her incredible impact and wishes her a happy, well-deserved retirement. Missy has been with a 34.9. Okay. And then Lisa Cecil. We thank Lisa Cecil for her 22.5 years of exceptional service as a teaching assistant. She's known as an unsung hero. She handled her many daily responsibilities with absolute grace, joy, and a positive energy that profoundly impacted both her colleagues and generations of students. As she retires, the district honors her quiet dedication and unwavering commitment, wishing her a retirement filled with happiness and love. Congratulations to both Missy and Lisa. Now Beth Smith will do Millard Hawk's retirements.
There we go. So our MHE family has 5 retirees, teachers, and teaching assistants this year. Although I've only had the privilege for working with them for 2 years, they are a huge part of what makes Millard Hawk the family that it is. The first person that will be recognized is Mrs. Denise Baxter. She couldn't be here tonight, but she served as a teaching assistant for 26.2 years, most recently as a building TA in our school. She brought a motherly presence to the classroom, expecting students to do their best and work hard while also loving and supporting them. When she wasn't in a classroom, she helped in the main office. I've always appreciated her sense of humor and no-nonsense attitude. I would often joke that she could truly run the building. Thank you, Denise. Mrs. Melissa Della Posta isn't with us either this evening, but she worked as a special education teacher for 21 and a half years. She has a heart of gold and is always willing to advocate and provide quality specialized instruction to any and all students. Teachers who work in ICT often request to work with Missy. Every morning, she joyfully helps corral our pre-Kers and get them to class safely, and she always does it with a smile in her heart. Thank you, Denise. Or Melissa, sorry. Mrs. Sherry Hansen is here, and she has taught kindergarten for 33 years. She is half teacher, half miracle worker. Earlier this school year, I visited her classroom of 23 kindergartners and was quickly overwhelmed. Some students were crying for their mom, others were zooming all over, and some looked shell-shocked from never being in school. I asked if she needed help, and thankfully she said no. She said, "We're fine, we just need some time to get into our routine." Sure enough, just a few weeks later, I stopped by during a lesson and saw all the students sitting on the carpet, engaged and being challenged. Beyond her hard work in the classroom, Sherry is very active in the PTO, serving as a teacher liaison and helping to plan and volunteer at many PTO events. She has also coached varsity cross country and modified track for many years. Sherry, you are a true treasure, and I'm not sure I'll be okay without you telling me how things are. Oh, yeah, she doesn't like hugs. Mr. William Hansen has been a PE teacher for 20 years. He is one of the happiest people I know. He loves getting students active and teaching them how to play sports while having fun. Students truly enjoy attending his PE class. Billy's passion for athletics is clear as both a teacher and a coach of varsity cross country and modified track. He is also very active in the Central Square community, serving as a PTO member who is always willing to plan and volunteer PTO events. His dedication was especially evident during all these years when he took the lead in planning our school field day. Thank you, Billy.
I'm gonna hug him, we're about the same height.
There you go. And last but not least, Mrs. Michelle Woolridge was a teaching assistant for her 25.8 years. She couldn't be here tonight due to her family circumstances, but I know that she's watching online. During her time with us, she worked with pre-K and kindergarten students, as well as providing one-on-one support for students with special needs. Mrs. Woolridge always held high expectations for every child she worked with, providing the necessary support to help them succeed while building their independence. In addition, she organizes all the materials needed for kindergarten screening every year on her own time. and is always there on screening days to warmly welcome the incoming kindergartners. Thank you, Michelle, for all your wonderful contributions. At this time, I invite Mr. Jeff King to come up and recognize his retirees.
First up, we have Amy Albanese with 27 years of dedicated service as a school psychologist with Central Square that has made a lasting impact on countless students and families. Her compassionate approach and expert guidance have been a cornerstone of support in the school community. Amy's commitment to student well-being has truly shaped a positive and an inclusive environment. As she retires, we celebrate her remarkable career and wish her all the best in her retirement. Congratulations. Next, we have Margaret Gray, teaching assistant, who's unable to be here. Margaret retired with 25.4 years of committed work with Central Square. She was dedicated in helping students reach their potential, and Margaret's consistent presence and teamwork contributed to a positive and nurturing classroom environment. Next, we have Stacy Hilton, also unable to be here this evening. Stacy Hilton's 18.9 years of dedicated work as a teaching assistant have been a tremendous support to both students and staff. Her kindness, patience, and encouragement have helped create a welcoming and effective learning environment. Stacy's reliability and collaborative spirit made her an invaluable part of the team. Next is Paula O'Shea. Paula retires with 7.2 years of teaching assistant work with Central Square Schools. But I can tell you firsthand, because I was on the interview committee for Paula, her impact was far more than just 7.2 years. Her actual numbers of years, we could probably multiply that and make that about 25 with how much she cared for our students. Kristen Paulhamus, 12 years of dedicated work as a speech teacher. She has greatly supported students in developing essential communication skills. The expertise, patience, and encouragement created a nurturing environment where students thrived and grew. Kristen's commitment to individualized support and collaboration with families and staff made a meaningful difference in the lives of all. Kristen is truly a gifted educator. I realize in alphabetical order, Rebecca would come before Phil, but we know her as Becky, so I'm going to present the rose before the thorn. Becky Williamson's 22.7 years of passionate teaching in family and consumer sciences have empowered countless students with valuable life skills and knowledge. Becky's support and mentorship have helped students build confidence and prepare for their futures. We celebrate her remarkable career and lasting contribution to the Central Square community. You're very welcome. Last but not least, Phil Williamson. Phil, I was 17 when you started. Phil's 34 years of inspiring work as an art teacher have nurtured creativity and self-expression in countless students. His passion for the arts and innovative teaching have made the classroom a vibrant and engaging space. Phil's encouragement and guidance have helped students develop confidence and artistic skills that extend beyond the classroom. We appreciate his long-standing commitment and the positive influence he has had on the school community. Thank you, Phil.
Just a note, a lot of board members, principals, audience members were my students. Lori was in my first class.
Next up is Mr. Tom Sweeney to introduce the retirees from Paul V. Moore High School.
All right, good evening, everybody. I just want to start by saying something about Toms and their sense of fashion with ties. I don't know if you pick up on this. Yep, great minds think alike. All right, so I'm going to start with Monica Bardone right over here, 28.2 years. And the first thing I got to say that stands out is just the infectious positivity. Anytime I saw you anywhere in the building, in the hall, in the class, didn't matter where, you just had that immediate smile and that just infectious personality, positivity, and students gear towards that. I mean, when we tried to do class selections, we had to put a cap on your class, and I think we could have offered 10, 20 sections of it, right? But that is a testament to you and the impact that you've left on each and every student that have been fortunate enough to have you as a teacher. And I know I've only been able to work with you for a year, but in that 1 year, I'm so grateful for all that you do and all that I was able to pick up from you. I've always been appreciative of you. Always wanted me to, be in. I would come into the class and you'd have me immediately involved in something. I remember the one time closing your eyes and I'm thinking, what's going on here? But it ended up being a great math lesson. But always welcoming, and again, not just with me, but with all your students. So, a couple other things. You are Central Square grad, and you have been involved with Ski Club as an advisor. So just even outside of these walls, all the impact you've had on students. So congratulations, Monica. So the next few individuals, unfortunately, we don't have here tonight, but I do want to recognize, obviously, the first one, Joan Blundell. Unfortunately, I was not able to work with, but she did serve 26 years as a teaching assistant. We also next have Christopher Cox, science teacher, 30 years. One thing I'll say is in terms of student excitement and engagement, I know anytime I walked in there, the students, you never knew what was going on. There was so much activity, so much going on, so much excitement, but the students were hooked and they were engaged. And one other thing I'll say is we did share a love of the enjoyment of telling jokes in terms of, on Fridays, I like to, some of you might know this, I end the week with, I call them the corny dad jokes, and the purpose is to get the eye rolls or the like, oh, come on, really? So every now and then he'd pop in and he would, hit me with a drive-by corny dad joke, and I always appreciated that. So congrats, Chris, on 30 years. Next, we have Todd LaValle, who is one of our school psychologists. He retired earlier in the year after 4.3 years here at the high school. I will say this with Todd, it's been really big shoes to fill. He's an incredible advocate for all students. He was such a steady presence. He had a calm demeanor, and he truly was an amazing support for all of our students. So congratulations, Todd. Next, we have Katie McGowan. So Katie is a special education teacher who has worked 27 years. Katie is like the ultimate, you think of a team player, a collaborator, somebody who is going to, if you ask her, hey, what do you think, or how can we make this work? She's got the ideas, she's got the answers, and she does it in such a proactive, solution-based way with her mindset. And she's just an incredible advocate for all students. So again, been very appreciative and fortunate to have worked with her this year, and congratulations to her on 27 years. All right, next we have Michelle Nelson, who I see you over there. It's fitting that you kind of have some orange on, because I was going to say, one of the first things that stands out to me, and as a SU diehard fan, if you get the opportunity to go into her room, her classroom, it's amazing. I mean, the orange and blue, and it was one of the first times we met, I think. Oh gosh, we probably spent about 30, 45 minutes just talking SU and about how things are going to go and how we can get back on track. So it's always been great, chatting with SU with you, but you do obviously so much. I can't even go on in terms of all that you do, whether it's DECA and the incredible things that you have done with DECA. I got to witness that firsthand this year when I went to Rochester and saw the regional, and I was just blown away. And that truly is a testament to you. The Career Center, right beyond that wall right there, all of the time and the work and the effort that you put into that, and it's going to continue to be such an amazing resource for our students, and so much of that is a testament to you. The other thing that I wanted to mention too is, as a department coordinator, it's been a pleasure, not just, obviously as a teacher, but as a department coordinator, to have some of those conversations and meetings. And I always feel like anytime we talk, you're always listening, you're always having great responses and ideas, and I truly value and take into account every single thing that you ever bring forth. And that is, again, I use the word testament, but it's a testament to you and your leadership. So many, not just students, but staff members have been so fortunate, myself obviously included, to have worked with you over the course of these years. And so congratulations to you on, make sure I get it right here, 23 years. Congrats. Yes. And last but certainly not least, and I think, did I see her over there? She is. Okay, I was making sure. I'm like, wait, Kristen's here. I have the pleasure of introducing and honoring Kristen Schaap. So Kristen, special ed teacher, has been with us for 26.7 years. And I'm going to say this with Kristen. So if you talk about the ultimate problem solver, solution-based, proactive individual to work with, I can't think of anybody who is above you, truly. Case in point, about a month ago, we had to quickly, and Tom knows, we had to pivot real quickly on what we were going to do with the big decision we were going to make for the senior ball. And working with you on that, your calm presence and your ability to collaborate and ability to add to the conversation and the decisions that we had to make truly made it what I think was an unforgettable success. And even after that, obviously, we've had to collaborate and figure out, okay, what's next? It has been so much easier doing that with you because of, again, your presence, your demeanor, your solution-based mindset, your proactive nature. And that's just a small snippet, and that's just really a small example of that. You have always put students first. You've always considered what's going to be best for the students. And each and every student who has had the opportunity and the pleasure to work with you is so better off because of that. And I cannot thank you enough for all that you do. So with that being said, congratulations, Kristen. And at this time, I will turn it over to Jason Fellows.
Good evening. On behalf of the Transportation Department, I'd like to honor Barb Montclair. Tonight we recognize Barb Montclair for an incredible 20.10 years of service as a school bus driver. Throughout her career, Barb demonstrated professionalism, dedication, and a true commitment to the safety of the students that she's transported. Her reliability and positive attitude earned the respect of both coworkers and families alike. Barb, thank you for many years of outstanding service to our district. We wish you a retirement filled with relaxation, joy, and a time spent doing the things you love most. She is going to be a sub driver. Next, it's my pleasure to honor Valerie Schwam for 23.4 years of service as a school bus monitor. Valerie's dedication, kindness, and caring nature helped create a safe and welcoming environment for generations of students. Her commitment of supporting children each day will always be appreciated and remembered. Valerie, thank you for your years of loyal service and positive impact you have had on our transportation department. Congratulations on your well-earned retirement and best wishes for your future. You're welcome.
And I would help clean anybody's bus for a donut or a candy bar.
That's for sure. We do have some buses to clean, Val. I have two more. Unfortunately, they're not going to be able to be here today. Barb Adamski with 17.4 years of service. Barb had started as a bus monitor, and she migrated up to driving a school bus. She's a sub driver now as well. So thank you, Barb, for the 17.4 years of service. And then finally, we have Arlene Jordan with 15.4 years of service. She was a school bus monitor as well, and we'll miss her as well. Aaron, are you? Okay. Next is Aaron for Amy Catlin for food service.
We have Esther Shelley, who was hired in October of 2007 and retired in 2025. She was a dual department employee. She worked for transportation and child nutrition. She was an outstanding employee. Amy asked her to come back and work part-time, and she has accepted. So Esther Shelley with 18 years. Mr. Paul Brissett.
Okay, for this evening, I don't believe Amy is here. Amy built great relationships with the staff and students wherever she worked. Amy's always been friendly, talkative, welcoming, and willing to help. Everyone in the building knew Amy and knew she was there for them. Amy really blossomed at Millard Hawk. She was instrumental in helping the new lead custodian learn the building and made sure he did not miss anything. The best part was a relationship with the students at Millard Hawk. The students were always excited to see Amy and would line up to say hello. We thank her for her 30 years of service. Second is Brian Stone. Brian has spent his entire custodial career at Millard Hawk. Brian worked as a custodian and then worked his way up to night lead cleaner. Brian managed the second shift extremely well, and anyone using the building knew they could count on Brian. Every group that used Millard Hawk knew Brian and knew they were in good hands. Brian has always been there for the district. When I was short a maintenance worker and needed someone to fill in, Brian was there. When I needed someone to fill in on grounds, Brian was there. Brian has tried every position in the department and has always excelled at what he was doing. I cannot thank Brian enough for always being there to help the department and for the great relationships he built at Millard Hawk. Brian, we wish you well in your retirement and thank you for spending the past 13 years with us. Next, I have Mark Cottrell. Mark started working for the food service department in 1985. That's the year I graduated. Mark worked for the food service department for 3 years and then accepted a position in the maintenance department as a grounds worker. Mark spent the remainder of his 37 years working on grounds. Mark was the night lead supervisor for snow removal for a while and then accepted the full-time day position. Mark has filled in as senior groundsman on many occasions and led the team of grounds workers, ensuring fields were set, snow was removed, and the grounds looked good. Mark has seen a lot of change over 40 years, starting his career in the old maintenance center, which was behind the old district office on Route 11. Mark has always been the go-to person when it came to laying out fields or equipment repair. Mark really enjoyed the equipment, he enjoyed operating it, and he enjoyed working on it. I am sure what Mark will miss the most is those early morning phone calls asking him to come in and plow. Mark was an asset to the department and takes a lot of knowledge with him. We wish him the best in his retirement and thank him for 40 years of service. My last retiree this evening is Vicki Tureau. Vicki has worked at the maintenance center for over 20 years and really made a difference. I was fortunate to have someone so competent for so long. Vicki took every task seriously and made sure the finished product positively represented the maintenance department. Anytime I was working on a project, Vicki was right there. If I stayed late working on something and she could help, she was there. Vicki's clock never stopped at quitting time. The maintenance center is not going to be the same without her. The staff really leaned on Vicki. Vicki had a way about her that set her apart. If someone was talking about something they needed, in the short time she was bringing information. If anyone was trying to find a part or needed something, she would call vendors and search until she found it. I think Vicki's biggest fear working for the maintenance department was running out of toilet paper or not having enough sidewalk salt. Vicki did whatever was required to ensure the department had everything they needed. I'm sure without a doubt she will never want to see another purchase order, calculate another timesheet, or try to remove another jam from our copier. I cannot thank her enough for supporting myself and the department for so many years. We wish you well on your retirement.
I think those are the two things I worry about the most as well. We can have everybody, there's cake over there and refreshments, so at this point, we will make our way over that side. Thank you so much. For those of you that are leaving right after this, thank you so much for being here today to recognize. Yes, there will be a group picture for all the retirees. We'll do that first, right on the other side.
Oh, there you go. Hey, Sherry. Just gotta get a picture real quick.
Well deserved after this year, I think, though. I think well deserved after this year. How's, is he Mickey?
Oh, Mickey's great.
Is he?
Yeah.
Is he first?
Not yet.
Okay. No, he was doing some EMT or something like that.
He's in the boots, yep.
Yep.
Loves it. He really likes the hours.
That's where he is. Okay.
That's a step in the right direction.
It really is, yep.
Is he still trying to get in this time?
He took the test. He's scored okay. We're talking to some
Great
people.
pictures up first there. Been there a long time.
That's what we're hoping for. I've been letting him sing for a while.
I know if you're trying to follow
He is, but it's slim pickings. I wouldn't touch it at all.
here. Where the heck? We're not that old. We're not that old. How long were you? You're supposed to.
Like 2016.
Okay.
I know Kevin's a while ago. Here we go. Just yesterday.
I know, that's what
you see the show yet? I've seen it.
Sometime about bees. Anytime. I know you're the man. I know you're the man. I got my first hive, and I bought a piece of property that kind of came with it, and I've been going to the Sweet County Club. Nice bunch of guys.
More than happy to help you.
I love it. I got 23. I know you're big in it. Yeah.
All right, yeah, we got a couple of people. We don't want to lose our. Okay. Oh, where's Lori? Did Lori leave? Paging Brian and Lori. Yep. We're going to executive session. Okay, if I could, I will make a motion. Yeah, I should be. Well, I don't know. You hear me? I'll talk loud. I'd like to make a motion that Central Square School District Board of Education hereby move into executive session to discuss matters through appointment of a particular person with action to follow. Can I get a second? Any discussion? All those in favor? Okay, off to executive session we go.
All right.
Oh, we are coming, yeah, with action to follow.
You too.
Bring it with you. All right, Ms. Pearl.
Okay, I will make the motion to return back to open session. Could I get a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Okay. On to item E. Could I get a motion to accept item E in its entirety?
All motion?
Can I get it? Any discussion? All those in favor? Want to make introductions?
I'd like to introduce Jeff Brown, our new Director of Facilities 3.
Welcome to the team.
Yeah, how easy was that? If I could I get a motion for item F, the consent agenda in its entirety?
I'll motion.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Okay, on to item G, reports. We will have our final. This is the last time you'll need to be here. If anybody hasn't told you, go ahead.
All right, I have a lot of stuff for you, so I'll make it worth it. So first off, on May 20th, we had our top 100 academic ceremony in the Paul V. Moore Auditorium for the top 25 in our freshman, sophomore, junior, and senior class. We also appreciated individually the top five in our senior class, which was really amazing. They each got their own plaques, and they were recognized individually. Then on May 27th, the class of 2026 put together, especially Ms. Shapp, which I know she's not here, but she did amazing putting this together. A lot of activities and treats at the Van Loo Park for Senior Fun Day. Everybody had a great day. Everything went really well. On May 30th, the junior class celebrated their junior prom at Drumlins Country Club, and they had an amazing time. Pictures went great. I know they had a mishap with their original spot for pictures, but the kids did a great job putting together a new place, and it worked out really great. On June 1st, yearbooks and cap and gowns were distributed to seniors and yearbooks to the entire school, and everything went really good. And then the next day, we had the elementary graduation walk at everyone's respective elementary schools. And we had a great group of staff to assist the seniors getting them to their school and back to school on time. And it was really sweet getting to see personally all the teachers that I had, or some of the teachers that I had, and all of the kids with their congratulations signs. That was really sweet that they do that. And tomorrow and Wednesday, we obviously don't have school or regular classes because of regencies in the high school. The last day of classes for high school is June 16th, and the senior prom is rescheduled for June 18th at the On Center. I know we talked earlier about Mrs. Shapp. She's done an amazing job trying to pull the strings together I know this has probably never happened before, and she did an amazing job putting everything together. And grad rehearsal is June 25th, and graduation is the 26th, and I am personally very excited, and I can't wait.
On the BOCES front of this, we've recently had our National Technical Honor Society ceremony that inducted all of the BOCES kids in all different programs into the National Honor Society. It's a big congratulations because a lot of those students were Central Square students. You know, it means a lot coming from here, having this program that you guys invest so much money in, and to be able to see it actually excel, and our grades are amazing, to be able to have this opportunity to actually celebrate these students. We have the end of the year ceremony on Thursday to celebrate all of the students in BOCES. We have our top 3 and the most employable. So hopefully I could see some of you there celebrating our Central Square students. We had other ceremonies, the P-Tech ceremony, which went super well. I'm really proud of all of our Central Square students that went. We had Jack Taskey do a speech. He did very well. It was very motivating, and I'm very proud of all the P-Tech students. We had a couple other certification ceremonies too. show that our students really did excel and that this truly does mean a lot to a lot of students. It helps a lot of people start their path in life, and it does mean a lot. So thank you, board. We also have our senior award ceremony, which was very, very beautiful, especially hearing all of the stories. And a lot of students got a lot of scholarships that they absolutely deserve and they need. So it's really nice to see our community come out and support the students of the school, and we thank you for that. And then we have sports ending, so yay. That's all I have.
Okay, well, congratulations to your year. It was, I talked about the last time, what your first briefing was, and then to this. You guys have done just a fantastic job, and we were fortunate to have you. So, thank you so much. And how about that cell phone policy? Okay, on to board members' report. Anybody have any questions or things they'd like to bring up?
If you want to.
I know that it was discussed in the community, the proper attire, what people can wear, what students can wear, and so I know that we talked about having a conversation about it, whether we need to change the policy or whether we have to,
What Chrissy's referring to was we had one of our clubs, our actual recognized club, it's the Club America, was called the Turning Point USA high school chapter. They had asked if they could wear a stole. So we don't have any clubs that wear stoles. Our recognized clubs can wear a cord. DECA has a cord. It means different things, different colors, could be different volunteer hours, and their recognition and their competition is a different color. But what we said was they can absolutely wear a cord. We have never had any clubs wear a stole. The only ones that wear stoles, and Evangeline had mentioned the National Technical Honor Society is one. We have the National Honor Society is the second, and then any student going into the military, whether that's the Marines provide them with a stole, or we had a student go into the Army and wear a stole. So if the board ever wanted to change that, that would have to be, we can make right now there's not a board policy, there's just a practice and protocol which is consistent with all the other districts in our county when it comes to stoles. So if we were to say yes now to a club, I think it would be kind of impossible to say no to any club that said I want to wear a stole. Even no matter if some people may like a club or some people may not be a fan of certain clubs, there's no way you could prevent it if you allowed it. So, but good point. That was something that was discussed, and when I did say it to the person that kind of oversees the different high school groups for Turning Point, she was very understanding and said, we'll absolutely provide the kids with cords. She didn't realize that none of the other clubs wore a stole.
So how many clubs are there?
In total? I don't even know how many total clubs we have. I know, like, when we have ones at the high school, we have, like, chess club, we have, like, the change club, we have, I couldn't even name.
Right. Volunteer for, but those are our paid clubs. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I just personally, when this came up, I was surprised because I feel like when I was in high school, cords, stoles, those types of things were academic or some type of, they were an honor. It was not just a mere membership or participation in something. And so it almost concerns me to the extent, and I get it, I'm like, you want to be recognized for participation in something, and I want to side with, sure, what can it harm? But at the same time, some of those cords and some of those stoles represent huge honors and huge achievements. And so I just don't, I guess my concern is if there is 15 or 20 or 25 different chords, it takes away from the significance that some of them represent. And so personally, like, I feel like it's a slippery slope, even with respect to chords. I mean, stoles for sure, I don't think our policy, I don't think there's any issue with our policy, but personally, it's like, if the chord, I think in our program, is like almost all of the chords were some type of achievement. It wasn't just membership, except for yearbook.
Correct.
Right? And it did, when I looked at the program, I mean, granted, I know that the yearbook students put in a ton of time and, it's an achievement in of itself, but it did kind of stand out. If, as a parent attending a graduation, you look at that list of what the various colors and things mean, and it's like, and then you see just membership in a class. It's just, I feel like it could make it very confusing, and then you've got to explain every color, and I just don't want it to take away from some of those things really have a significant meaning, and, I just don't want to take away from that.
No, good point.
Is the general rule now strictly academic and military?
For stoles?
Yes.
That's what it always has been.
Okay. And this is the first time it's been brought up
Yes.
to change for any additions?
Correct.
So not necessary to implement a policy at this time, I would think.
I agree.
As long as we follow the rules and it's been the same, consistent, just stand behind it.
I think the only thing that was up for discussion was with the chords. So there's the stoles, but then chords, yearbook was a club, and so they said, you took the position that chords would be allowed for clubs, and so.
Which is reasonable?
It's reasonable, and so to the extent, but I guess we'll just have to see where it goes.
Yeah. I think that they were fine, is what they said, and Steve brought up a good point too. Lori had said the same thing. We've always allowed kids, as long as it's, code of conduct, something inappropriate, they were able to decorate their cap any way that they want and things. Some kids do like Boy Scouts, some people do, their favorite rock band, some people, they can do that. That's that sense of individualism that we want kids to be able to have, but that's different than, no, but you bring up a good point with the chord. I didn't know, and I'm not downplaying yearbook at all. I just didn't realize that it was Heidi last year. Kristen Enright stood strong on that for that very reason. It's not diminishing what yearbook had done, but to your point, it wasn't an academic, achievement, right? So that's something that, we could think about, we could talk, but I agree at this point, I think it was just more about communicating it. When people realized, I had some parents in the community say, this is Turning Point's great, and they're like, wait, you don't have no one else wear it? You don't? I'm like, no. And they're like, oh, well, then that makes sense then. Right. It's not like you're saying, yes to other clubs that can wear a stole, but no. Once you said that, they were like, well, it makes perfect sense then. Yeah. So, all right.
Anybody else? I'd just say congratulations to the election and the results of it. So pretty happy about that.
And thank you for all the board members. I know you did a really great job of, really getting people to come out to the polls, support our students. But again, I want to underscore what Steve said with Evangeline and Emma from your first day to now. Long before the state came out with a Portrait of a Graduate, 8 years ago, we had the attributes and competencies of a Central Square learner, which mimic exactly what they came up with. Number one was number one for a reason. There were 150 people in here, from college admissions to military to people, Lockheed Martin, lawyers, doctors, and they wanted effective communication to be first. You two have done an amazing job communicating. You really did a great job representing the senior class, but the whole student body. We're really going to miss you guys having here. Plus, I'm probably going to have to start doing I had a bunch of things. I only have to do one right now because you touch on all of the everything that took place and all of the accolades. Great job. The only one that I would like to add is, and again, we're very excited to see where you guys go. Come back and visit. Let us know what you guys are doing. I know you've already been accepted to a nursing program, correct? Emma, do you want to share what you're doing? For nursing as well. Wow, fantastic. Students from 4 of our schools in our district were honored by Senator Chris Ryan. Each was presented with a certificate of appreciation and had their photo taken with Senator Ryan. So that was wonderful. We're really excited to wrap up this year. As she said, we're excited that they're gonna have their traditional senior ball at the On Center, and I was just really happy. The board really stood up. Everybody on the board was like, "What can I do? What can I help? Do I need to pick up food? What do you need? We'll make it happen." There were about 150, or maybe a little bit more than that, seniors that came to this, and they were super excited. It was, I want to say Get Air. Was it Get Air? Get Air. We had a lot of parents reach out to me to say, my kid probably wouldn't have gone to a after hours party, but they loved it there. They used to go to there when they were a little kid, and it was kind of like a full circle moment. The whole community stepped up, and it really showed how special Central Square is, and that really was very touching for all of us. All right, thus concludes Superintendent Report.
Okay, could I get a motion for item H1, H2, and H3 in its entirety?
I'll motion.
Can I get a second? Any discussion? All those in favor? Could I get a motion for H4, approval of the bus bond resolution? That is a roll call vote.
I'll motion.
Get a second? Any discussion? Take it away. Pearl?
Steve Pitt,
Yes.
Christie,
Yes.
Fran Mather. Yes. Casey Maury. Yes. Dave Tackman. Yes. And Lori Wolf. Yep.
Okay, that's a pass. And I will make a motion that we adjourn. Can we get a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Seriously, you two.